Hello everyone and happy Christmas Eve. It's the 23rd of December and I've been spending the last couple of days manically getting everything ready. If you listen to this video today or before Christmas and New Year, Merry Christmas to all of you. Right, now this is the start of my second series of videos, series 2. Because I did my series 1 of all the life paths, and I thought, you know what? You can tell people what they're meant to be here to do. You can tell them what their talents are, and what they're good at, and what they're like as a person, and that's all great. But, you know, a lot of people we all need to know, how am I going to do that? You know, it's all very well saying, oh, you need to be a master creator or a master builder, or you need to be spiritual or whatever. You know, it's good to have a bit of guidance. And not only that, I've tagged on the end of it a bit of relationship compatibility. So I thought that might be quite interesting for you guys. So interesting compatibility for the life path 1 and all the other life paths. But before I start, I'm going to do my usual thing and say that if you don't know what your life path or any of your core numbers are, I'm going to put a link to my core numbers video in the description box. And that shows you how to work out not only the most important number in your chart, which is your life path, but also your expression number, your birthday, your soul urge, to get a big picture of who you are as a person. Okay. Also, I'm going to put in the description box links to all my other social media platforms that I run on, like Facebook, and you'll have the opportunity to ask to go into private groups that I only allow a select few people into. But if you'd like to join my health and wellbeing group, just send me a message on Facebook. The links will be at the end. Okay, right, let's get started. Okay, so as ever, the Life Path 1's chosen mission for this lifetime is to work with issues and difficulties around creativity, being unique, and being confident enough to be creative and unique. Okay. Right, so what are you here to do? You're here to bring unique, creative ideas to this world, to be a trendsetter and a pioneer. Okay, so ideas, they don't come from in here. No. Ideas are channeled from source. Okay, so to be able to channel those unique ideas that no one's ever thought of or been able to channel before, you need to vibrate at the same frequency as that idea. Okay, to do this, you've got to immerse yourself in that topic or area that you want to be creative. Let's say you wanted to be uniquely creative architect and create amazing buildings. You need to immerse yourself in that subject of architecture and new innovative ideas in order to vibrate at the frequency which helps you then to channel an amazing idea from source. Okay, so to do that, if you're not already doing so, and you don't already know, what is your passion? What is it that really defines you as a person? It doesn't have to be your job. It can be something you do in your leisure time. It can be something you've always dreamed of doing but never had the confidence, because you life path 1s, you're not confident people at times. Something that you've never had the confidence to do and you've always told yourself, there's no way I'm going to be good enough. That stops now, life path 1. You're here and you signed a contract to bring unique ideas into this world. And if you're not doing so, we need to give you a little bit of a kick to see why you're not doing so. So if you have found your passion, fantastic. You don't need to answer this question in yourself. But if you haven't, you need to ask yourself, if there were no limitations, what would I do? What would be my passion? What defines me as a person? Okay. And then if you already have a passion or you're about to develop one, what would you change about it? Because remember, you're not meant to reinvent the wheel. You're meant to be unique, creative and innovative. So in the subject that you love, what would you change about that? What innovative ideas, what unique ideas would you really like to bring to that subject, that passion, that interest, whatever it may be? What could you add or change that no one has done before? So these are your questions for your main life path, guys. What is your passion? What defines you? What is your subject? What is going to bring that vibration up to the right level that you can channel those unique ideas to the world? What would you change about it? And what would you add that no one has ever done before? This is your first really important job to do. Also very important, you've got to be confident in your uniqueness. As I said in my previous video, you're going to have, because you're very unique, you're going to have people putting you down because, you know, they think you're different in some way. Because, you know, in school, everyone wants to fit in. But you know what? I'm going to say it, it's crap to fit in. You know, being like everyone else is no biggie. Copying what other people has done, there's nothing good about that. I'm sorry, but there isn't. We only copy each other when we want to fit in and we don't want to stand out. And to be honest, life path ones, you're meant to stand out a little bit. In fact, a lot. You're meant to achieve greatness. You ain't supposed to compete. You're not supposed to compete. You're not supposed to be the same. You're not supposed to reinvent the wheel. You're supposed to be confident in your new ideas and your uniqueness. So don't be so quick to blend in. Greatness comes from smashing barriers, breaking ground and being unique. Why fit in? You're not here to fit in. Nag, 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 nag. Life path one. Okay. So questions. What stops you from showing your uniqueness to the world? Is it fear? Have a think. What stops you from showing your uniqueness to the world if you're not doing it already? And then think, if you did show your uniqueness to the world, what's the very best thing that could happen? Really think big here. If you were to express your unique idea to the world, what is the best thing that could happen to you? And then, you know, consider what's the worst that could happen. Most of the time people, you know, what the worst that can happen is not that bad at all. But think about these two things. Think about how amazing it would be and what's the best thing that had happened. But also, you know, consider where your fears are. What's the worst that can happen, really? You know, you might find when you really think about it that, so what? So what if that happens? Let's go for it. Go for it. Okay, so you're here also to be a manager and an excellent leader. And if you're not already a leader or learning to be a leader in your life path, well, basically, this question, do you lead others? Are you working towards leading others already? Because that you're taking a step towards that if you're already leading other people. Thinking about what makes you a good leader. Is there some elements of your leadership that maybe aren't so good, that you could maybe work on? How could you be a better leader? You know, think about researching and having a look. Who is, or, you know, looking at someone who you think's an amazing leader. How can you mimic what they do just for that time? Because like I've said, you're not supposed to mimic, and I've just said mimic, but just to help you be a better leader, to take points from them rather than mimic, and then take those points and fly with them, basically. So if you should be working towards being a leader. You should already lead others in some way. It doesn't have to be your job. It can be, you could lead a football team. You could lead Girl Guides. You know, whatever you do to lead, it's all good. Okay. What makes you that good leader? Think about what gives you that skill to be a good leader. And how could you be better? We could all be better at everything we do. Okay. So you also need to learn to bring others together, to bring your ideas to fruition, because you life path ones, you tend to lose momentum after the initial idea, and you need a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, a 8, a 9. You need all these people to help bring your idea to fruition. The 2 is the planner and the nurturer. They'll take your ideas and help you plan and nurture and bring it and get it ready to be expressed. The life path 3 will express and implement that idea for you. The life path 4 will help you plan and build a strong foundation for whatever it is you're doing. You get my point, right? So learn to bring others together, different life paths, to help bring your ideas to fruition. So you are here to be independent, but don't get it twisted. You can be independent and work alongside others, okay? So you're here to be independent, But you can't bring your ideas to fruition alone. You must bring others together to plan, execute and build your ideas into a strong foundation, which is your 1, 2, 3 and your 4. And of course, all the other numbers are needed as well, but I didn't want to go on and on into all the detail of all the numbers right now. So, question, if you're struggling then to bring people together, or it's something that you haven't done, you've got your idea, it's there, it's waiting, but you don't know how to bring other people together to help you to do it, and every time you think about doing it, nothing happens and nothing's happening and you're at a full stop. How can you reach out appropriately to others to get them to help you? You know, what's the best thing you can do and how could you do it? Really consider that. Who do you need help from and why? So think about what help you need and think about who that best person is. I mean, you don't need to go finding out what their life path is. You could normally tell what people are good at because you know them, okay? So if you need someone to help you network, you've got to find yourself a networker, okay? If you need someone to help you do your social media, to promote your idea, you're going to need someone who's good at social media, okay? Bring these people together. Even if you have to offer them a cut, that's what a team is all about. Okay, so as you're here to deal with creativity and uniqueness, it's not going to be an easy thing for you, okay? So often life path ones, in fact, all of them start with a little bit of blocked creativity because other people have basically said, God, you're weird, man, and all your ideas are weird. But you know, that's what you're meant to be. You're not meant to be weird and outcast. You're meant to be unique, okay? And there is nothing wrong with being unique, guys. It is an amazing thing, okay? And of course, being unique and being innovative, because no one else is the same or has the same ideas, you're going to feel different and a bit out of place. But, you know, you can take that negatively or you can take that positively. I mean, it's amazing to be unique. No one else like you. You not like other people. I think that's amazing. You know, think about in like the world, you know, if you've got something that's rare, it's worth more money. If it's rare, it's worth more money. And there's less of this type of you around, you're worth more. Okay, so keep that in mind. So comments and negative behaviours from others can lower a life path one's self-esteem, and they do have issues around confidence. And a lot of life path ones are desperate to conform and fit in, but that is not the way to go, guys. Do not conform, do not fit in. You need to work towards not caring what others think, not mimicking others. You're a groundbreaker, you're a groundbreaker, not a conformer. Okay? Put that on your wall. You are a groundbreaker, or you are an innovator. I can't talk. You are an innovator, not a conformer or a mimicker. Okay. So, if you haven't already, okay, record your unique idea and picture it. Picture its positive impact in your life. Really think in your imagination, where could this new idea take me, and how can this new idea help the world, really, and myself and other people? Share your idea with someone you trust, someone compassionate that's not going to judge you straight off the back, someone that knows you and already accepts you for who you are, because they're the person that know you and they're going to give you a non-judgmental, hopefully a good critique without hurting you. Okay, they're the ones that will say, this bit's great, mate, but maybe change this little bit, or, you know, you're a bit off there, or, mate, that is amazing. And you'll trust their feedback because there's someone you trust. Okay, so when you're happy that you've shared your idea and you're started to build your confidence up, the only way you're going to continue to build that confidence, trust me, I know, is to network with others, put your idea out there. Even if you're cringing and you're worried about what someone's going to say, do it anyway. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Others will help you implement that idea and build it into something that has longevity. So do not be afraid to share your idea with the world. I know I'm not a life path one. I'm not an expression one. But I have experienced, especially lately, starting these YouTube videos, an element of terror, thinking, oh, people might, you know, take me badly, or People might give me bad feedback or be nasty, but I thought, you know what? No, I'm going to network with others and I'm just going to do it because I'm not going to let fear hold me back. And that's something that's very strong for a Life Path 1. That's why I can do it and a Life Path 1 can't, because that's not my struggle. Okay, I'm a Life Path 7. I've got my own struggles to deal with. Okay, moving on. So as I've just said, confidence is built one step at a time. You know, you're not just unconfident one day and all of a sudden I'm confident. You do it one step at a time by taking action. Okay, if you're scared to get on that stage, get on that stage. Okay, because next time you won't be so scared. Yeah, you getting me? You're strong and independent, but you can't do this alone. So network, get others involved, share your idea, and try your very best not to give a shiny what other people think. So you can be a Life Path 7 especially, so thirsty with all this talking. You can be overly independent and push other people away. You can be self-absorbed and totally close yourself off from others. And a lot of what Life Path 1s just think that, oh, no one else is going to be good enough. There's no point in asking anyone to help me. They're all going to be rubbish anyway. Not the case, Life Path 1. Not the case at all. And because you tend to lose momentum after the initial idea, I'd say it was, as I've said earlier in the video, 100% you have got to bring others in. Get other people involved. Share your ideas. Okay? Ask yourself, how best can I use my creativity in my own unique way to help others? If you don't already know that. Ask yourself, how can I get others involved to help me bring my ideas to reality? Who in your life, or do you know that you could contact, has got the talents you need to move forward? Really important. So, with your confidence issues, I want you to do something for me, Life Path 1s and Life Path 11s as well, because I'll get to you. You're not confident either. So Life Path 1 and Life Path 11s, I want you to use these affirmations daily. I am good enough. I am creative. I am capable. My unique idea or ideas are valuable. Okay? You need to have this in your head daily, even if you drive yourself berserk. I am good enough. I am creative and capable. My unique ideas are valuable. Okay? Not everyone in your life will get you. Trust me. Not everyone in life gets me. I know you'd be surprised by that. No, you wouldn't be surprised by that. Not everyone gets everyone. You'll never please everyone. You'll never get on with everyone. There's always going to be some people that don't get you. And it's similar with a Life Path 1 because they're very unique. There are going to be people that don't get you. If that happens, that's okay. Some people struggle with change, and your success may illuminate their own inaction. So when you start getting successful and you take that idea out into the world, okay, some people might scoff at you because they're jealous, basically. So when a person takes a step forward and they do something amazing and they take a unique idea forward and they start doing something to help them in life, it can illuminate other people's inaction and start making them a bit stroppy and fed up, but only because they're angry that they haven't done what you've done or they haven't moved on in their own way. So try not to let that kind of behavior stop you. You've got to keep going, because those that match your vibration will get you. I promise you, those that are meant to be and those that are meant to be in your life will get you. The new vibrational matches as well will come into your life as you start pulling that unique idea forward and really making it a part of your being. You will start to vibrate at that level and new vibrational matches will enter your life. That I can guarantee you. Okay, so yes, I know a few Life Path 1s that I wouldn't tangle with at all when they're annoyed. Okay, so remember, you're extremely brave and you are not afraid to kick off and be assertive. You're driven, you're a doer, you're passionate, you're productive, you're impatient for practical solutions. You want everything done now. And why isn't it done already? This can make you aggressive and impatient, overpowering, and sometimes dictatorial. and I would imagine in past situations, almost tyrannical in your way. It's important that you life path ones have a balance there, okay? Be assertive, not aggressive. You can assert yourself respectfully to someone without scaring the bejesus out of them, okay? Remember, you need others' buy-in if you want to make your idea a reality, and upsetting people's not going to do that. But what I haven't had it here is, like, if you're a low energy one, you might be too shy and too shrinking violet, but you need to get that balance too. You still need to be assertive. Whether you're too aggressive or whether you're too shy, you need to find that assertive balance so that you have personal power rather than aggression or total shyness. Okay, really important. So how can you be assertive but non-aggressive? You can assert yourself respectfully. And that means, you know, even if you only do it once a day, if someone says something that you disagree with, and you maybe would normally answer like quite harshly, maybe try answering with a little bit more understanding and compassion. Or if you're a bit shy, try and put a little bit more personal strength in how you communicate with people, so you get that balance of personal power, okay? Because remember, you do need to keep others on side. You need their buy-in if you want to make your idea a reality. Okay, so we are getting on now to guidance for each individual life path, because, you know, you're not just a life path one. What type of one are you? Are you a 101? Are you a 191? Are you a 281? It all makes a difference, because the two numbers to the left-hand side of that slash, if you're a life path one, is very important, because they're your steps. They're the steps you need to take and the things you need to achieve in order to be the best life path one you are meant to be in this lifetime. Okay? Right. So 101. Because it's the most significant of the sub-lessons, it's closer to the slash. Sorry, I love that word. I'm going to start with the 0, and the 0 very much intensifies the 1. So it makes the 1 even more important in your life path. But most importantly, it gives you a bit of added intuition and perception. So remember, you, as a life path 1, you're meant to be channeling from spirit. So for you, more than any other life path 1, it is vital that you can channel, excuse me, I don't know what that is. What happened there? So you can channel your, hang on a minute, guys. Something's just popped up on my screen to annoy me. That's it. So it's really more important for you as a 101 that you're able to channel that information, and you use that added intuition and perception to be able to do that. So you need to be doing that meditation. You need to be really listening to your intuition and less listening to your logical mind. That's going to be difficult, but remember, you're channeling ideas from spirit, okay, not from your brain. So you're here to learn to be a leader, to create something unique and innovative with confidence, like any other life path, right? But the difference is for you is that you have the added perception and intuition that will help enhance your life path 1 so that you can channel that unique vibration. Okay, so in order to be a good 101, here's a few guidance points for you here. So if you're not already a leader, seek out leadership positions in your work or leisure time. Like I said, it doesn't have to be career, could be anything. You could be a leader in any way, shape or form. Even leading a family works, okay? How could you be a better leader, as you asked yourself earlier? Meditate, really important for you guys. Ask source or your guide, what is my unique message, if you don't already know it, okay? And listen to the answer. It may come straight away. It may come tomorrow. It might come while you're cooking dinner one day, but it will come, and it will come when the time is right. So if you ask source and it doesn't come to you straight away, don't stress yourself. Okay, you've asked source. They know what you want. You've asked the universe. Trust that they will bring you the answer when is right for you. Okay. So also meditate and visualize this idea. You've got to think about this idea and what will it look like when it comes to fruition? What will it sound like when your idea is brought to fruition? What will the world be like for you when your idea comes to fruition? How will you feel when your unique idea comes to fruition? You need to really feel that. You need to really imagine that in every sense, even smelling what you think you would smell, because that gives the audience, that gives the universe exactly a clear picture of exactly what you want. And only then, when the universe knows what you want, can they then bring that vibration to you. Okay, so seek out leadership positions if you haven't already. Think about how you could be a better leader. Meditate and ask source or your guide what your unique message is, and make sure you're listening to your intuition and your perceptions. Extremely important, especially for a 101. Meditate, visualize your idea, make it strong, make it really, really bright. Make sure your idea is really out there so the universe knows exactly what you want. Okay. Okay, it's not moving. Freeze up. Let's try that. Or that. Ooh, we have click off. Hang on a minute, guys. Let's just go back. I thought I'd lost it then. Right, next one, 191. So your most significant sub-lesson for the 191 is the 9, okay? Because it's closest to the slash. So to be the best life path 1 you can be, you need to act with integrity and concern for others. The positive 9 acts in accordance with higher spiritual laws for the benefit of others. So if you're a positive 191, you're a leader, a creator, and a powerful initiator like any life path 1. But you live in accordance to ethics and spiritual laws, ideals regarding care and consideration. So your very being is to help and give to others. Low vibrational 9s misrepresent themselves and sometimes can be con artists and things like that. But if you're a high vibrational 9 and you're doing the 9 properly, for want of a better way of saying that, is you're very, very ethical, and you're always doing everything to give to others. Okay, so higher spiritual laws. You're like a guru who is here to help other people, but you can also be a scammer. Okay, so be careful that you're being that guru and not a scammer. Okay, so the 191 has a bit of a tendency, if they're low vibrational, to just stamp on people on their way to the top. But if you're a positive 191, you reach the top, definitely, but you take your whole team with you. Okay, so for you, especially the life path 9 and the 1, absolutely, it's vital that you be led by your heart and your intuition. It's important that you trust your soul and not your mind and your earthly ideals, because the 9 can sometimes fall into the trap of not listening to their soul's intuition. And it's vital. It is vital not only for you to channel new ideas, but it's vital for you to channel those ideas with integrity and ethics. Okay, trust your intuition, not your mind, not your earthly ideals. Okay. You must always act with authentic good intention and care for the well-being of others, because as I've said, you have the opportunity, you have the potential to be the most loving, guru, protective, amazing person, or you also have the potential of being inauthentic and a con artist, or leading a religious sect that, causes people death or destruction. You know what I mean. I don't need to keep going into it. Okay, so on your journey to success, take your team, your family, your friends, whatever it'll be, take them with you. Your success is their success. So whether you've achieved success at work, whether the family's been successful at something, or you and your friends find success, it's for all of you. Don't trample on others to be the best. Because, you don't need to be the best. You're fine just as way you are. 281. Okay. So the most significant sub-lesson for the 281 is the 8. So to be the best life path 1 you can be, you need to overcome issues relating to money and abundance and worldly success, as well as issues regarding your personal power and status. So some life path 8s are completely money and success obsessed, and nothing ever comes into their life. And you can imagine they're the workaholics that don't have any relationships, or they can be completely averted to success, refuse to work, live on the streets, blah, blah, blah. Also, you can be really aggressive in your personal power, or you can be so shy and retiring that everyone walks all over you. And the thing is here with status, right? The life path 8, or the energy of the 8, can use like material status symbols to try and make themselves look good to others. But the 8 is you're meant to use the abundance to help other people to achieve abundance, not buy little badges to make you look good. Okay, so I know that's very disappointing. So to be the best kind of 1 you can be, you need to overcome issues relating to abundance and success. And, you need to want to help others to be as successful as you, and to be assertive, to not allow people to walk all over you, or you mustn't walk all over others. And also working alongside others in a team is really important. That's the 2 energy. So share your abundance, keep balanced personal power, and work within a team. So lead a team, very much the 2-8. Leading a team is very much a 2-8-1 job. So how can you use your abundance to help? Oh, I've forgotten this bit. So the most positive 2-8-1, okay? You're extremely successful, and you use your success to help others achieve the same success. This is because your personal power demands respect. You're an assertive go-getter, doer, and you don't overpower people, and people don't overpower you, and you work in a team brilliantly. Right, 371. Okay, so the most significant sub-lesson for the 371 is the 7. So to be the best 1 you can be, you need to trust and have faith in the universe has got your back. Trust your intuition and inner knowing. Let's just check something before we go. Yeah, I forgot to add. Sorry, guys. Big error here. 281. I knew, my intuition told me I'd missed something there, and I nearly ignored it. So how can you use your abundance to help others? So sorry, guys, 281. Dear, oh dear. How can you use your abundance to help others to achieve abundance? Do you sometimes overpower others? How can you soften your approach to others? Okay. Do others often overpower you? If they do, affirm daily, I am powerful and worthy of respect. Learn to work cooperatively as part of a team and develop your social skills. That's the 2. Okay, so how can you use your abundance to help others rather than buy status symbols? Do you sometimes overpower others if you're honest with yourself? And how can you soften your approach? Do others often overpower you? Affirm daily, you're powerful and worthy of respect. You don't need to be walked all over. And learning to work cooperatively as part of a team. Right, I'm going to move on properly now, guys. What am I like? I think the video going wrong got me all stressy then. Okay, so the most important sub-lesson here for the 371 is, of course, the 7. So to be that best life path 1 you can be, you need to have faith that the universe has got your back. Trust your intuition and inner knowing, and know that situations, both good and bad, happen to teach you something important. Excuse me. Then in the 3, use inspired, positive, verbal and artistic creativity, socialize, network, and implement the idea. Okay, so the 3 is the implementer. So the 7 needs to trust their intuition, trust that people won't hurt you, people won't stand on you, people won't treat you like dirt, and those that do, if they ever do, are just out of your life. But you've got to trust your soul. You know, trust that the universe has got your back, and anything that happens to you happens for good reason. Okay. Trust the soul within, trust the universe, and then use that trust to express your idea to the world. If you're a positive 371, you're a leader, a creator, a powerful initiator, like any life path one, but you trust your inner knowing. When you get that gut feeling, you think, I'm going with this. And any leader or creator that trusts their intuition in the positive are going to do well. Okay, so keep that in mind if you're a 371. Everything happens for a reason, and you don't have to worry about anything, because if you're working towards your path, the universe and your soul will always have your back. And if something bad does happen, there's a reason for that. Okay, it's meant to happen to teach you something. Okay. And then communicate your idea with charisma and positivity to inspire. Now, how do you do that? Ask yourself, do I overthink and second guess my gut feelings? Oh dear, I'm a life path 7. I am a master at overthinking. So sometimes we'll have a gut feeling and we'll go, oh no, I just feel that I shouldn't do that. And then you override it and go, oh, but you know what? So-and-so is not going to like me if I don't. And, I really should do that. So you go ahead and do it anyway. And it doesn't turn out all that well. Listen to your intuition. If something tells you something ain't right, listen to it. Okay, it's really important. So ask yourself, do you overthink? Do you second guess your gut and your heart's intuition? What could you do to trust your heart and intuition and not your logical mind? Okay, how can you access your intuition that little bit more and trust your heart and intuition? Give your intuition a shot. Trust me, it is much better than any logical thought process you could come up with. So to help you do that, meditation is key. Okay, to help you access your intuition and channel them unique ideas from source energy, you need to meditate. Okay, and that will help you trust your soul as well as channeling them ideas. Ask yourself, do I communicate with others in an inspiring, positive way? Do you communicate with others well, or do you not? And how could you change that if you do? 461. Okay, so the 6 energy is the most significant sub-lesson here. So to be the best life path 1 you can be, you need to reconcile them high ideals with practical reality. Accept yourself, the world, and the present moment with the knowledge that life is already perfect. And then in the 4, achieve stability and security by following a planned process towards your goals. That's in the 4. So you need to be not so idealistic, accept reality and make a plan. Stop procrastinating, get a plan down on paper, and how are you going to do it? What are your targets? What are your goals? Take steps forward. Okay. So if you're a positive 461, you're a leader, a creator, and a powerful initiator, like any life path 1. Okay. But you've already understood, you accept that everything and everyone are perfect just the way they are. Okay. Ideals help no one, because what's ideal for you might be completely rubbish to someone else. There are no one ideals, not at all. And so if you're positive, you've already realized that, things are perfect just the way you are. You take things in your stride. You've still got the ideal in mind. I would never tell someone not to have the ideal in mind, but you understand that ideal isn't always possible at that time. And you also have a plan and a process, and you're taking steps to achieve your goals. That is a high vibrational 461. So to be a better 461, ask yourself, do I have ideals that I use as a benchmark to judge myself and others? You really got to be honest with yourself there, guys. Do you judge others based on your own ideals and yourself? Because you're hardest on yourself. The world is a school to help you learn and develop. What's ideal for you may be a disaster for others. Okay, it's really important that you come to terms with that. Ask yourself, are you often disappointed when your ideals aren't met? Do you feel like crap? Do you think, oh, the world sucks, man? Or this person's this or this person's that because they haven't met my ideal? Or you do something and it hasn't met your high standards, so you berate yourself. Don't do that. Ask yourself, are you often disappointed? How can you stop that from happening? It's important that you accept that the world is at it as it is for good reason. Okay, we're here to learn lessons, guys. This is like a school. It's like a training centre. Otherwise, what's the point of incarnating at all? We're here to learn difficult lessons as well as good lessons. We're here to experience bad as well as good. Okay, so we've got to keep that in mind. And in the 4, do I have goals? Do I have a plan to achieve my goals? Am I taking steps towards my goals? These are really important questions to ask yourself, guys. Last but not least, 55-1. Now, this is a difficult one. The 55 is not really considered a master number, but to me, it's still the double energy of the 5. Excuse me. So, yeah, it's not considered a master energy, but this is still a tricky path to try and achieve. So to be the best life path 1 you can be, you need to find inner freedom through discipline, focus, and depth of experience. Reconcile and integrate that discipline and freedom using one to achieve the other, but in the double. Okay, so if you're a 55-1, you could be really directionless. You're the ultimate hobo. You can't commit to anything or anyone. You probably travel around everywhere. You can't stay still. You can't keep to one topic. You can't sit still for a minute. You've never focused on anything, and you're always moving around, and you always want new experiences, and you're always here, there, and everywhere. So if you're a positive 55-1, excuse me, I'm drinking a lot today, dry mouth. So if you're a positive 55-1, you're a leader and creator and powerful initiator who has focused on a specialism. Okay, so you're a leader, a creator, a powerful initiator, but you focused on a specialism. You're no longer skitting from here, there, and everywhere, this idea, to that topic, to that topic, to this topic, to that area. I'm going to go to this place and I experience this, and then I'm going to travel, and then I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to go over there, and very much so. Very, very, very scattered. You love change. You don't like putting down roots. But to be a 55, that's exactly what you're here to do. Okay, you need to develop a specialism. You need to put down roots. You need to commit to a path or a goal that works. And you need to do it with discipline. You use your specialism and focus to achieve personal freedom. Now, freedom isn't about doing what you want and just raising the roof. Okay, personal freedom is having the financial and freedom in every way, that you've got a specialism and you're able to, I didn't say that very well. Your specialism will help you achieve that freedom. Okay. So if you're a 55-1, which is very difficult, guys, do not berate yourself if you are struggling with this path. Whether they call it a master life path or not, you are here to learn the double 5 energy. Now, there's nothing easy about that, okay? So don't berate yourself. Ask yourself, do I scatter my energy in too many different directions? I would say you either did in the past or you still do that, okay? Am I committed and focused on any of my interests or experiences? Do you commit and spend any extra time on any of them, or are you here, there, and everywhere? I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to go skydiving, and then I'm going to play football, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that. Do you focus on anything important? Are you committed, or am I committed to my relationships? Is there anyone that you are committed to? And ask yourself, and you must have felt this before if you're a 55-1, do I feel the need to jump in my car or an aeroplane and get the hell out of here? Probably. So you need to meditate on the positives that come when you focus and commit to one person, okay? One person, place, or idea. Because only when you focus will you achieve anything. If you don't focus, you're not going to get anywhere in any subject, any situation, any relationship. If you just scratch the surface of everything, you're never going to achieve anything. So your path, more than anyone else, is focus and discipline. You will only achieve freedom and business and leadership success when you focus and discipline yourself. How can you do that, guys? Only you know that. Only you can decide because it's an individual thing. Right, compatibility. Right, okay, so this is a bit more difficult. So the thing is with compatibility is people often think, oh, if she's a 1 and he's this number, there's no point even trying. You know, they're just not compatible with me. It's not going to work. No, okay. Some partners are more difficult than others. There are some paths that the 1 is easier with and they can work better with and they have a better relationship with. And there's some other life paths that are a little bit more difficult and they need some work. But that doesn't mean they're necessarily, oh my God, she's a life path, blah, I can't even try. No. Life is actually about trying and about, excuse me, today. So if you know you're with a life path 1 and you're another life path, maybe try and understand that person and try and see things from their point of view. That might improve your relationship. So guys, don't be so quick to say, oh, if he's the wrong life path, we're clearly not meant to be together. Because it's not about the life path anyway. It's about your soul urge number. If you don't know how to work out your soul urge number, it's on my core numbers video that I'm going to put in the description. But also remember that if your soul urge numbers aren't particularly compatible, you think at the very beginning, go through this with me, have a little look about how, as a life path 1, you could accept your partner for who they are, whether it be your relationship, your love partner, or your business partner, or someone you work with alongside in a team. There's always a way. You know, never think, oh, definitely that's not going to work, because it's rubbish, to be honest. Sometimes you can try at something and it doesn't work and you think, do you know what, I've given it a shot. Not everything works, but try, okay? Don't just give up. So think about it. You've got 2 life path 1s together. They're both extremely independent, extremely strong, assertive. They both want to be leaders, okay? And unique creators, okay? So you both want the same things, which is really good. You both long for the same action and adventure. You go through life at the same speed. You're not, you know, it's a life path 1 and a life path 1. It's an exciting relationship. There's never a dull moment with a 1 and a 1. But you both, hang on, where am I here? Yeah, so you both seek action and adventure. You have a strong physical attraction because it's quite an exciting thing to have 2 very, very dynamic, passionate people together. It could make for a very passionate physical attraction, okay? But as long as you both seek space from each other and time alone so that you can collect your thoughts, you know, you don't have to be in each other's pockets all the time. Make space for yourself and let them have their own space, the other life path 1 that you're with, whether it be in a relationship or in business. Give each other space. It's really important. You both need that. Okay. So if you both compete to be leaders, this could be a sticky wicket. Okay. Competition for dominance could bring about explosive arguments. Okay. And no, as I've said, life is never dull. The other possibility that could happen if you're not careful, if one of the partners are more dominant, he or she could potentially oppress the other partner and send the other one into a low, shy energy where they're pretty much oppressed by the other dominant one. Ultimately, you do both want the same things out of life. You both want to be independent, which could pull you apart sometimes, but as long as you always know when to come back together. Okay, it's good to be independent. It's good to do things for yourself. Go away from each other, but make sure you come back. Okay, you're both leaders. You're both uniquely creative. So where there could be a bit of an issue, let's say I'm uniquely creative in spirituality and things like that. Or the other life path 1 could be uniquely creative and completely something the opposite, like cars or motorbikes. So you've got 2 very opposing creative ideas, which could pull you apart a little bit because you're very different in that way. It'd stop you competing with one another, and you wouldn't compete for leadership unless it was like in the home environment. But, you have that possibility of, because you like independence and you like doing your own thing, it's really important that you both pull away from each other to do your own thing, but that you come back together and that you don't try and dominate each other and try and keep those arguments to a minimum, because you are both badasses. And you know what? There could be blood on the floor. Don't try and lead each other. Don't try and compete with each other. That is not what you're about. You need a relationship that is equal. Your relationship will be very successful. But if it's not equal and you try and outstep the other one, you could have a disastrous situation. So whereas a lot of people would say two life path ones together aren't, or two soul urge number people aren't great together. Not necessarily. If you work at it and you understand each other, there's never a no. You should always work at something. And then if you've worked at it and it's still just not working, that's fine. It's clearly not right. But, always try first, because you never know what kind of exciting things might happen. All right. 2. So the 1 and the 2. In business, the 1 and the 2 are excellent. The 1 comes up with the initial idea and the 2 is the nurturer of that idea. The 2 will help the 1 plan and help bring that idea to a point where it can be expressed to the world. They're the nurturer. They're the person that lead from the back and then help the 1 and pushes the 1 forward. They're the backstage person that does everything amazingly to support the life path 1 in their unique ideas. But in a relationship, it can be a bit of a sticky wicket, but it can be okay, depending on how you understand each other. So the 1 energy, extremely strong and aggressive and assertive, not afraid of conflict. That's the issue. You're not afraid of conflict. You'll say it how it is and you don't really care how you come across at times. But the 2, they're very sensitive and intuitive. The 2 hates conflict. And whereas the 1 is very career orientated, the 2 is very relationship orientated. So you can imagine there is a possibility and a potential there for the 1 to overpower the 2. And if not kept in check, the 1 could be a quite domineering and aggressive at times towards the 2. I know, I've seen it. Whereas your career-centered number 1 is happy to work alone. They're happy to focus on their work and pull away. The problem for the 2 here is they need partnership. Relationships are really important to the 2. So if they're with someone that's a bit distant and a bit career-centered and a bit overly independent and distant, it's not going to nourish your 2 soul urge energy. You need to keep that in mind. If you're a 2, you need to feel loved. You need to feel that you're in a supportive relationship. And the 1 as well, they need praise, they need support. And it's possible that the 2, most definitely, they're the most supportive number. My only concern is the sheer power of the 1 energy can be a bit over the top for the 2 at times, unless the 1, if you're as a life path 1, you realize this and think, God, this person's a 2, they don't like conflict, I need to chill myself out a bit, because the 2 won't always tell you if you're making them feel a bit uncomfortable. They'll just sort of go, they might just leave the room or they might just not say anything, but that doesn't mean they're not feeling uncomfortable. So there is the possibility in this match that the 2 is at risk of feeling a bit unloved at times, dominated aggressively by the 1 energy. Also, for the 1 can get a bit impatient with the 2, because the 1 works at a fast pace and the 2 likes to be quite slow and steady, wins the race. They're more of the planner. They want to make sure things are good before they start. They're gentle. They're quite, they're not impatient in that way. But the 1, they just want to get started. And sometimes the 2 going, chill your beans, gets a bit frustrating for the 1. And they can be like, oh. So the number 1 can struggle with the number 2's lack of action and speed. So happiness is possible as the two, if the two is happy to serve and help the one and be that person that helps them from the background. But it's important as well that the one respects the two energy and the two's boundaries and does not treat him or her like a doormat. That's really important if you want the one and the two to work. But in business, the two needs the one and the one needs the two. Okay, in a love relationship, it's a little bit more difficult. The three, the one and the three. People consider these two like as really good together. And I actually agree. What I've seen in my experience and, you know, I do agree. I mean, obviously you can be good and bad with any life path. You could be with a life path soul urge 3 and it could still fail if you don't understand each other. So this is an easier fit, the 1 and the 3, but it doesn't guarantee a future. It doesn't guarantee longevity unless, like with all the other relationship mixes, you understand each other and work at it, okay, like in any relationship. So you're a good relationship match on the surface. You're both very similar. You move at the same kind of speed. You both like to be the leader in a relationship or a friendship, but it's not as strong as, say, 2 ones together. You are bound to be in a few conflicts of interest or clashes of personality when one tries to tell the other one what to do, because the 3 does not like being told what to do and the 1 will try that. Okay, so there might be a little bit of conflict, but I think any relationship that hasn't got conflict isn't healthy anyway, because you need to work things out. Your 1 energy is impatient with planning and likes to get started, and the 3 energy is the implementer. So the 1 loves nothing more than an implementer. They just want to get started. The 2 gets on their wick because they want to plan and they want to say, well, let's just check first. No. The 1 just wants to get going, and the 3 is that implementer. They're the one that will say, yeah, let's do it. Let's get going. So if you have an idea of going on a big holiday, the 3 will be down the travel agent going, right, where are we going? Or the 3 will go online and book it. Okay, so the 1 loves that. So they will come up with the idea. And it doesn't always happen this clear cut, but this is like an example. So the 1 goes, oh, I'd really love to go to, I'll pick a country, Mozambique this year. 5 minutes later, the 3's on the internet and they've booked them a 2-week to a month holiday in Mozambique. Love it. You know, that's how the 1 and the 3 go together. So you're both high energy doers, with the 1 bringing ideas and the 3 knuckling down to get it done, expressing the idea to the world. The 3 can be a bit scattered and lazy and uncommitted, especially if they don't buy into the 1's idea. I mean, if the 1 said, let's go to Outer Mongolia and the 3 doesn't want to, they'll just won't bother. They'll just like not bother. They won't commit to it. They won't do it, and they won't implement it. And they'll either tell you up front or they'll just not bother. Okay, so they need to buy into your idea. That's important because you're both strong-minded. You can't be telling you just can't be telling the 3 what to do. The 1, I know you like that, but you just can't be doing that. And again, because of this, though you're both high energy, there is the potential for explosive arguments. The 1 will try and dominate, but the 3 won't have any of it, and he will stop. The 1 does respect the 3 because they do hold them back and stop them from taking over, and most 3s actually do like to have someone to rein them in a bit and go, no, I ain't doing it, you know, because, you know, 1s respect people that are strong and powerful, and when the 3 shows that strength and power, it can be quite a big positive for the 1 to be told and put in their place. You know, they like strong people. Okay. The serious energy of the 1 is also softened and made a bit more positive by the fun-loving social energy of the 3. Sometimes the 3 might get a bit frustrated because they want to go out and socialise and chat to people, and they just want to be around lots of people and go to parties, and the 1 will be a bit, nah, you go by yourself. I'm not really interested. I don't really want to go out. So there might be a bit of a clash there, but as long as the 3 understands the 1's position on that and the 1 understands the 3's position, you can be a really good relationship. Okay, the 4. So this can be a thriving relationship as long as you don't start on a path of unknown and risk. The 4, they need to feel secure. They need to feel safe. And the thing is with the one is they're a bit of a risk taker. And if you're going for an innovative idea, a business startup, that is a risky proposition. Okay, to start something, to start a unique idea, it's scary. It's certainly not safe, and at first, it's certainly not secure. So when the one is being all risky and starting off all these initiations and new ideas that might have questionable results, or you don't know whether it's going to work or not, the four is going to have a litter of kittens, okay? Because they need security. They need to know what's happening. They need to have a plan. They need to know where it's going and to feel secure, to feel safe, okay? It will unavoidably happen. And if the one is the one, which they should flipping well be, this kind of issue is going to happen. The one is going to take risks, and the four is going to, I'm sorry for this word, the four is going to shit themselves, basically. And at times be seen as a stick in the mud by the one, because the one wants to move forward and go on, let's take this risk. And the four's going, no, I'm not going. No, I'm too scared. Yeah. The one wants to climb the mountain, and the four wants to stay and have a cup of tea because it's safer. Okay. So the four likes safe, slow and steady. The one likes to just go and do it. And that can be, again, like with the two, that could be a little bit of a source of frustration for the one. The fact that the two just doesn't want to go and do everything straight away. They want to chill. They want to plan. They want to make sure everything is perfect. Whereas the one's like, hang the planning, I'm gone. Yeah. So that could cause an issue if you don't understand each other. The four, you need to understand. The ones, they don't like planning. They just want to get started. So maybe help them to just get started on something else while you plan, and vice versa. The one, you need to understand that the four isn't like you. They don't want to just all of a sudden just start and work at 1,000 miles an hour. They want to make sure every step is perfect. Okay. If you understand each other, there's always a way through. Okay. So as I've just said, the one energy likes to move fast. They take calculated risks, but the four likes to stay safe. That is going to be a major stumbling block. However, the one tends to lack follow through with their ideas, and the four is amazing for them because the four will help them make a plan, basically. Instead of having all this idea, this unique idea, just fluffing around their head, and they don't take it forward, they don't do anything with it, the four is going to be the one that's going, well, you can take that forward. What's the plan? Come on, let's do it one step at a time. If we're going to go on holiday out to Mongolia, how are we going to do it? What are we going to do first? Are we going to book with this person, that person? And then when we have booked, how are we going to plan for it? Do we need injections? Do we need to do this? And then they'll have a plan. And they'll go on and on and on, and they'll make sure that the life path, the soul urge one, does that. Okay? Because if it's just up to the soul urge one, it will just be an idea in the ether, and they might not actually ever take that step and book it. Okay? So both have the potential as well to isolate themselves a little bit. So you could end up sort of isolating from each other a little bit. But as long as you always find time to come together, like with two life path ones, always find the time to come together, because the four likes to be alone and the one doesn't really care. They're quite happy alone. And most of the time prefer to be independent and work alone anyway. So you two can end up being like ships passing in the night if you're not careful. So make sure you make time for each other. Okay. So the one needs to cope with the fours that need to plan and go a bit slower. The four needs to cope with one's aggressive go-getter, need to get started. Oh my God, that's risky. Part of it. And they both have to make sure that they actually do spend time together and don't become estranged. You know, knowing this about each other can make the one and the four quite a good passionate relationship. 5. Okay, so you are the 1 and the 5, you're very similar in that way. You love activity, you love getting going, you love freedom. Each of you needs to be stimulated and doesn't like to be idle for long. You both like to be doing something. You bounce off each other in that way. You're both very physical, you're both very sensual, and together you make an excellent team. Both the 1 and the 5 do struggle with long-term relationships though. So because the 1 can be a bit overly independent and push others away, and and the 5 doesn't fare well in long-term committed relationships. So if the 1 pushes the 5 away, that could be the only thing the 5 needs to just pack their bags and clutter off, you know. So a 5 never fares, well, not never, they're here to develop that commitment, but at first definitely will struggle with the commitment of a relationship, possibility choosing to leave the relationship, okay. However, you can achieve anything together, the pair of you. You've got so much energy and innovative energy. There's nothing you two can't achieve if you work together positively. So a high vibrational 5 will commit and work hard to achieve their freedom. So if the 1's ideas resonate with the 5, amazing, you'll be brilliant. But if the 1's ideas don't resonate with the 5 much, they might not bother. You know, it's getting that mix. 1 and 5 might work, and another 1 and 5 won't. It depends if that 5 resonates with the 1 and vice versa. So the 1 needs to get focus and buy-in from the 5. Without that focus, without that buy-in, the 5 is just going to flitter away. They're not committed, and they'll just get on a plane one day or a bus or get in their car, and they just won't be interested anymore. Okay, so you have the opportunity to be an amazing couple, but you need to be a bit more focused and disciplined. Definitely the 5. The 5 needs to be more focused and disciplined. And the 1 needs to try and get buy-in from the 5. Excuse me while I scratch my leg. And that can be a bit difficult at times, but you know, when you're in a leisure situation or a relationship situation, you do have the potential to be quite a good couple. Right. 6. Okay. So in the 6, the 1 energy, as I've just said, they like excitement. They're very self-centered. They're quite aggressive, task-orientated, focused on career and results. But the 6 dislikes aggression. They're more service-orientated, very focused on the home, very passionate, very emotional, very nurturing. Very, as I see it, the other side. Okay, so you've got a people person and a task person. And, you know, the 6 is the people person, and of course the 1 is the task person. The thing is that if you are still an idealistic 6 and you're still working towards acceptance of your ideals, the ideals of the 6 can be quite tiresome and at times ridiculous for a realistic 1. 1s are very realistic and down-to-earth people, and they don't like flights of fancy. If it doesn't exist already, why are you dreaming about that? That's never going to happen, you know? And the ideals of the 6 can be a bit tiresome for the 1 at times, because they know they're unrealistic or unworkable. Well, in their opinion, they're unrealistic and unworkable, and, you know, she needs to sharp, or he needs to sharp, you know. The 6's feelings are often hurt by the blunt, forthright 1. You know, your ideas are rubbish, girl. You know, that's never going to happen. You realise that, you know, kind of 1 forthrightness can be quite, can dig at a life path 6 a little bit. But on the positive, the 1 energy, the realistic 1 energy could help especially a developing 6 to understand and put their ideals in perspective and get to that point where, you know what, my ideals aren't always possible, but maybe I can still have that dream there, and maybe we can work together to do a bit of it. Maybe some of my ideals won't work. You know, the 1 will give the 6 that little bit of perspective that is needed. You may have to be dragged. Yeah, the 1 may have to be, will not always want to be social, okay? But the 6 just loves being around people. They want to be social all the time. So you may, as a 1, you maybe have to be dragged out sometimes for a spot of socialising when you really don't want to. Sometimes the 1 can be a bit sullen or just want to stay at home, and the 6 will be bouncing around saying, let's go out, let's go and see so-and-so, let's do this, let's do out. You know, sometimes, you know, go out and do it. Go out and socialise with your 6 partner. You know, you very likely won't regret it. Sometimes you might, but mostly you won't regret it. So this match could work if you both, again, if you both understand each other. It's all about understanding each other. The 1 focusing on achieving in the world, well, the 6 could focus on the home, the nurture, the family, the service, the community, whatever they feel most comfortable with. And it's not a man-woman thing. I've known many relationships where the woman is the 1 and the man is the 6, and it's the woman out there doing all the work, and it's the man that's a bit more nurturing. I'm not down with gender stereotypes. It's all about the number. It's all about your energy and what you're here to achieve, whatever your gender. Okay, so it's not about being a man or a woman. I'm very against that anyway. It's about your life path, whether you're a man or a woman, and whether you're a life path 1 or a 6, it doesn't matter. There are just as many life path 6 men as there are women. Okay, it's just gender stereotyping. So it helps that the 6 is very harmonious and gets on with anyone. So sometimes the 1 can be a bit difficult, but the 6 has just got that ability to get on with others. So that helps when it comes to relationship compatibility. Oh dear, my picture's covering over the words here. I don't know if I can actually, oh no. Oh, it's made my picture a little bit smaller there. Okay, so if you're a 1 soul urge, you and the 7 are quite a natural fit. And I can see how that works. So your 2 different energies come together to create a very, very passionate relationship and dating compatibility. As long as, again, with the 1 and the 1, you need to give each other space, because the 7, they like to have space, and so does the 1. So make sure you do give each other that space. You don't need to be in each other's pockets all the time. Excuse me. So the 1 is very career focused and wants to get out there, initiate and gets things started. They're a mover and a shaker. The 7, however, prefers to sit alone, meditate and think and reflect, with much less attention given to their career or worldly success. So the number 7 will often provide intelligent insights while you become a motivator for an energetic, results-driven 1. So what that means is the 7 can be useful to help bring insight to a life path 1, to help them really think about their unique ideas and how they can bring them forward. But the 7 won't be as career focused as maybe the 1 is, and they won't be so fast and go-getter as the 1 is. And the 1 needs to understand that, and the 7 needs to understand the 1. So the number 7 will be the 1 that gives those insights and helps the 1 to develop their ideas. That's very good. But the results-driven 1 can get quite frustrated by the inaction and rumination of the 7. Come on, let's get started. And the 7's just not down with that. They want to have a think about it first. They're not sure if they even want to be down with this. Okay, so they might not be ready to start straight away, and you need to deal with that. If the 7 can help the 1 to learn to take time out and relax. Okay, that's what could be good for the 1. The 1, if you're a go-getter and a workaholic and you're burning yourself out, the 7's going to be the one there going, chill your beans. Come on, relax. Come and sit down and relax. Okay, stop being such a workaholic. Okay, so that's the 7 can be a quite calming influence on the 1. Okay, they're both introverted though, so they'll both avoid socializing quite a lot. So they could potentially live together and relax together in a one-to-one relationship. It's not to say that they won't ever want to speak to others, because the 7 is actually extroverted when they are with people. They're just quite happy to be on their own, like the 7 is quite happy to be on their own. And, it's possible that the pair of them can just have a one-to-one relationship and only mix with others. Sometimes that could work, Difficulties can arise if the 1 tries to direct the 7. The 7 will not be ordered around, and this could bring about conflict. Trust me. Okay, so now the Soul Urge 1 and the Soul Urge 8. So you may cooperate marvelously together because of your energetic disposition and determination. You're both very good in business. You're both very energetic. You're both go-getters. Or you may annoy each other. Okay, so you've got either or. You'll either cooperate well or you'll get on each other's wick. Okay, So you can become rivals because you both want to be leaders, okay, and antagonists. So it depends on how you work together as a couple and how you understand each other. If you can work together calmly and clearly, you can analyze and initiate ideas together perfectly. Okay, so you can plan that family holiday together, look at all the options that are involved, think about the prices and, you know, what you'll be able to do on the holiday, and work out what you're going to do together as a couple. Every weekend can be party time just because of your sheer drive and laughter. So you're both very high energy people. You each have the courage and you're very physical beings. Yet in a love affair, the physical side could be quite explosive and very, very, very daring at times. The one soul urge energy wants you to be a unique, creative leader. And that can also, hang on, I've lost my place here. So the one soul urge energy wants to be unique, creative in leadership, excellent in business, and a dynamic, aggressive initiator. The 8 soul urge energy is an excellent leader. They are great in business and can also be dominant and aggressive, with an energy that just demands respect. But the 8 they're both leaders, the 1 and the 8, but the 8 has like some added social skills, making them a more supportive leader. So both of you want to be dominant and refuse to back down. So if left thought about, or if you're not really considering each other as an individual, your relationship could turn into a competition rather than a mutually supportive relationship. So it's good for you both to know you both want your own power and domination, understand each other, work together. You don't want your relationship to become a competition. It's doing it again. Let's see if I can get my screen to change without messing up. Oh, now look what's happening. Right, 9. 9, this is quite a good pairing, the 1 and the 9. Okay, so because the 9 completes whatever the 1 starts. So the reflective 9 soul urge energy is drawn to the strength and vitality and the magnetism of the 1. Okay, but you must be careful not to insist on having it all your own way as a 1. Okay. The 1 isn't used to asking for permission or having to explain themselves, and the 9 will demand that. They're not going to take the 1's nature. They're not going to be intimidated by it. They're drawn by it, but they're certainly not going to allow the 1 to have their own way if they don't agree. Okay, the 9 is a very strong character. So the 9 wants to live in accordance with their own soul intuition, and live with integrity and in accordance with higher spiritual laws. So they won't always do what the 1, they're going to have their own mind at the end of the day. They're drawn by the strength of the 1, and they're quite good at completing whatever the 1 starts, and they can work together well. But they're not going to be led by a 1, not in any way, shape or form. In fact, the 9 are a great leader themselves. They lead by example. So as long as the 1 doesn't try and lead the 9, this could be quite a good pairing. 9s make their own decisions. They will not be led or dominated by anyone. The 9 is very passionate and emotional and giving. But the 1 wants to be a leader, but may be overshadowed. That's the issue. The 1 wants to be the leader, but they can be overshadowed by the natural leadership of the 9. Because remember, the 1 is learning to be a leader. They want to be a leader, but the 9 is a natural leader. So that could cause difficulties for the 1, okay? And that's the difficulty for the 1. And the 9, they don't care for the selfish side of the 1, okay? So arguments could be explosive, and the 9 will flat out refuse to be dominated. So again, it's about understanding each other. It's about knowing when to step back that 1 needs to know that the 9 ain't going to do what you tell them to do, and they maybe need to step back at times. You know what I'm getting at. But, if you work together well, the 1 and the 9, they're quite a good pairing. 11. So, as a 1, you want followers. You want a partner that's going to give you praise and support you. You're the initial idea person. You need people around you to bring those ideas to fruition. So your ego as well is fragile. Remember, you've got confidence issues as a 1. Okay, so your soul urge needs to stay your soul urge 1, needs to stay very grounded. You need to be given time to pursue your creative talents and be encouraged to go towards the limelight. Okay, so you definitely need someone there to almost look after you, a life path 1 or a soul urge 1. You can't do nothing. Even though you're here to be independent, you do need others around you, really important. And you lack a lot of self-confidence. You're self-centered and focused on your own goals. But the 11 is a sensitive people pleaser that needs partnership, and which can cause the 11 to feel a bit disregarded at times by the 1, and that their needs aren't being met. The 11 soul urge wants to control their own environment, and the 1 wants to control the environment. So that could possibly cause a bit of a clash, because the 11 won't take kindly to having, like the 9, to having someone try to control their environment or telling them what to do. So to ensure their environment is calm and harmonious, which can be difficult when you're in a situation where one's trying to dominate the other. The 11 also needs to see, you both need support, and you could both, as an 11 and a 1, expect support from each other and find that you're not getting it, which causes problems. But the answer here, you guys, is support each other. Find out where each other needs the help and help each other. You both need support. The 11 is a lot more romantic and loyal and artistic and creative, and for want of a better word, softer than the 1. But you do both need praise. You both need support. And you could do that for each other if you understand each other. Just make sure that 1 isn't too overly domineering. So remember, the 1's the go-getter, the aggressive 1. The double 1 has that ability to be the aggressive go-getter, but they do it in a much softer, more supportive way. And this could cause, this could be great, or this could cause a problem. Again, it depends on the person. Okay. 22. This is a difficult one. But again, like I said at the beginning, nothing's impossible. Okay. There is nothing that can't be achieved without effort. There's no point going, oh, he's a 22, so I'm not even bothering. Okay. Don't do that. Okay. It's all about what you do. And it's all about how you react to something, not what happens to you, because that's your learning. That's your evolution for this life. So the 1 and the 22 are a difficult pairing, because you're both so damn domineering. You could end up, you think others have explosive arguments. The 22 is not going to do what the 1 says, and the 1's not going to have it. Oh God, they could really clash and proper fight for dominance, leading to like real bad conflict. They both don't like showing their emotions, so they could end up quite distant from each other. And they both have terrible tempers. I wouldn't want to see a 1 and a 22 kicking off at each other. This can make the relationship quite volatile, definitely unaffectionate and very, very distant. As a 1, you have the tendency to take chances and want to make things happen right now, which can be quite exasperating for a number 22, because the 22 reduces to a 4, and that 4 energy is much more careful and meticulous and slow going. It's because they want to make sure a good job is done. The 1 can run in a bit and sort of end up smashing the whole place up and going, oh, sorry, and the 22 just wants to make sure everything's done right. So the 1's bullish energy can be really frustrating for a 22-4 energy. And you both have a lot to do to keep the relationship alive if you're a 1 and a 22, but nothing's impossible. I don't like it when people say, oh, they'll never work because we's a 1 and he's a 22, or he's this and he's that. anything can work if people work to understand each other. You know, if you understand your 22 partner energy, you can work around it. And only when it gets to the point where you just cannot take it anymore would you consider a breakup. But, you know, it's always worth working at these things and understanding others and getting others to understand you. So effort from both sides is needed here. It can be a very rewarding if you do both put efforts in, as their respective talents and abilities could make for a really solid and successful relationship. So, you know, work on it. If you're a 1 and a 22, don't give up so easy. 33. Okay. So this relationship starts off well. It often does. Because both of them can be quite idealistic in the beginning and think, oh, I found my perfect partner. But obstacles occur quite quickly. First being both numbers have an inability to show their emotions. They run the risk of the relationship fading out prematurely because they don't express their relationship. They don't express their emotions to each other. They're not connecting on a deep level. And that's what you need to do in a relationship. You need to connect on a deep level. So you both end up being in the dark about each other's feelings, and we all know without communication a relationship cannot thrive. Okay, so it's about you showing your emotion to each other, talking about the situation, so that you both know where each other's coming from, and you both know how each other feels. Because without that, it's all going to go crashing down. Okay. Second obstacle is the potential of a clash of two very, very strong characters. The 33 will try and be the caretaker and very likely stifle the one's need to be independent. They want the 33 always taking care of them and in them. They want to be independent, and they're doing it their way or the highway. So that can be a difficulty. You both need to be honest about your emotions. You both need to tell each other how you really feel, because without that, you are going to crash and burn. That is a defo. The one needs to focus more on the relationship, be honest and affectionate, and the 3 needs to be a bit more assertive. So both of you have got work to do. Okay, the 3 more assertive, and the 1 a bit less assertive, and maybe less focus on their job and more focus on the relationship. Be honest with your feelings with each other, and there is potential there for you both to build closeness. Okay. Oh, I hope you've enjoyed my very long video, because it's about like over an hour long, but I've really enjoyed doing it, and I'm going to be doing other videos that give guidance and compatibility. My next one, the Life Path 2. So I'm going to put in the description box all my links to my social media. If you like this video and you found it really useful, please like and subscribe, because you can tell I've only got like a few subscribers, and I'm a newbie to this. So the more followers and likes and subscribers I get, the better. So if you want to email me, you can contact me on my website, soulexplorer.net. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn and Twitter, and I'm going to put all the links in the description box. So that's it from me today, guys. Remember, always trust your soul, always trust your intuition, and I will see you after Christmas for my Life Path 2 guidance and compatibility video.